All right, everybody, good morning. Well, good day, good evening, wherever you are. I am TechChariot, and I'm here with another cast in Alchemy League Season 5, an Age of Empires 2 round-robin competition set on thematic space maps. So for this session, for this cast, we're still on Sprint 1. This is actually the last cast of Sprint 1 that I'm going to do of Season 5. We've got Ragnar and Superhero from the round Wild. And then we have Hyder versus Lordek from round 4. So, got just a couple more games to cast. Let's talk about the players real quick. So Ragnar and Superhero are over here. Looks like they're around mid-1500. And then Superhero is over here at low 1500, according to this. So we're going to be looking at matches that are in the 1500s for the first set of Superhero versus... Oops, that's Metalmania. I want Ragnar. There we go. Ragnar versus Super... I mean, it's only 10 off, but you get the idea. So low 1500s for the first set. Because this is the round Wild, these guys will be playing on home maps. They don't have a map of the round, and the home maps that they have selected are Neptune and Singularity. So then after that, we're going to see Hyder versus Lordek. So these guys are between 16 and 1700, looks like. Low 1600s to low 1700s. So, should be some decent games here. I try to cast Hyder when I can because he does other castings, and he's actually the only other person that also casts Alchemy League. So, for him it's kind of weird to cast himself. So, since I am not Hyder, one of my many life's accomplishments, or few, I can perform that casting. Yes, it was very simple for me to not be Hyder. All I had to do was just be a different person. So I can cast him, and then he can focus on casting other folks if he wants to. So with these two guys, this is their round 4 set. So they play on Mars, which is the map of the round for round 4. And then they have an actual Civ draft that they go through. So, Superhero 55 versus Ragnar is the first set that we're looking at, and the first game is on Neptune. But before I go there, there's just one more thing I want to show, and that is Ragnar and Superhero's Civilization draft. They still get the Civ draft. And so it looks like Ragnar picked the Khmers, the Lithuanians, the Hindustanis, and the Mongols. And Superhero picked the Italians, the Berbers, the Bengalis, and the Spanish. And there's a bunch of admin bans beforehand, and then they globally ban a couple of civilizations. And then, after all these pecks are done, I believe that they snipe, if I remember the order correctly. So, just to give you guys an idea of the types of civilizations that we'll be seeing in the Play All 2 today. Okay, so without further ado, let's get going. We'll switch over the overlay here. So this is Neptune. What's so special about Neptune? Well, on Neptune you start with this hero transport ship. It has a hero glow. Looks like Superhero is already using the transport ship to find his pigs. Is he going to load them up in the transport and take them home? No, he's not. Why would he? He can just have them walk. He doesn't need them that urgently. But I have seen players actually load up like villagers in the transport ship for boar lures and stuff. It's pretty funny. He's actually going to use them to explore a little bit more. Or at least one of them. So you got this pig coming out here. What is this map, right? This map looks like it's full-on mangrove. Looks like it's water domination here. If you look at the map. But if you look carefully, you'll see that there is not one scrap of beach terrain on this map. Not one. Which means that you cannot dock. Without beach terrain, you can't dock. You can't just build a dock in the middle of the water. That would be absurd. Docks can only be built adjacent to land, and adjacent to land are beach terrains. No beach terrains at all. See Ragnar over here in the blue. So we've got Mongols versus Berbers, and we've got both players. Well, it seems like they're starting on a water map, but really they're not. This is a land map. This is basically a version of Oasis with a treacherous center that you can cross with the transport ship. So if you go too close to the middle, there are invisible units that will shoot at your transport ship, so you do have to be careful. See, like this Ragnar, and actually this could be a good opportunity to test it. The transport ship respawns if it dies. So these invisible units shooting at the transport ship, they're just there to prevent players from camping the middle with a loaded transport ship so that they don't get defeated. That's the only purpose for those guys in the middle. Because, you know, I'm not to say that anybody in Alchemy League would grief like that, but if we can design a map that makes griefing impossible, why not, right? Why not do it that way? Because you don't know where your map's going to get used. It could get used anywhere. Somebody could download it and then play it in the wrong settings without knowing, and then curse you out for that being possible. So just do it right and design it so that that's impossible. And then you never have to worry, no matter how many times the map gets copied over, unless somebody like goes in and removes that feature. But there's only a small number of people that would know how to do that. So that's why that's good. And of course the transport ship also regenerates too over time. So the transport ship, if you control a transport ship and a transport ship alone with nothing else, I think you're still defeated, because a transport ship by itself cannot alter the outcome of the game. Whereas in theory, if you've got like a single spearman running around and your opponent is in post-imp, and your opponent just never counterattacks, that one spearman can theoretically defeat everything that your opponent has. It might take a few hours for him to destroy every last castle and every last guard tower. But with good enough micro, maybe they don't have murder holes. I know, it's a pretty ridiculous situation. So Ragnar coming over here with his scout and his transport ship, he finds that Superhero is taking box turtles over here. And that could be a weakness that gets exploited later. I'm not really sure the appeal for Berbers and Mongols on this map. I've seen them before. I saw a player, I think it was Oladushek, loading up camel archers in the transport ship and moving them around and using them to maybe snipe units a little bit better, using the transport ship as kind of like a tanky chariot. But I don't know. You know, the maps are very new. They're somewhat untested. Superhero really leaning into the box turtles. Look at this. He's got 1 mill, and he's going to build another mill for these other box turtles. And he's bringing in his second boar as well. Oh, alright. And he did manage to get it without the villager dying. That's important. And he's now surveilling. So you kind of have two scouts on this map. Ragnar garrisoning to destroy the transport ship. I don't think he knows. Superhero here trying to steal some sheep, but destroys the transport ship, but the transport ship pops back up and respawns instantly. And now Superhero can actually steal these sheep if he wants to. But he is. He could load them onto this transport ship. Oh no! Oh no! Ragnar is going out to recover his sheep. Superhero not with his wits about him. And he is going to steal two. Oh, alright, so I guess he is going to get two. Ragnar gives up those two sheep. Superhero loading them up. So Superhero with the laming heist. I've yet to see Celts on this map. I think Celts could be very devastating, like sailing underneath your town center with their transport ship, stealing your sheep, and then just moving on. That would be quite dangerous. I haven't tried it though, but maybe it would be devastating. Or maybe it wouldn't work. Never tried it. So now Superhero has two sheep in this transport ship, and if he wanted to, he could just delete the transport ship and kill the sheep. I think that's how that works. But he's going to take him home. So with Ragnar up to the feudal age, he's up to the feudal age first before Superhero. Are we going to see Ragnar? And it makes sense. He's Mongol, so he took his hunt faster. Now he's got to go out onto berries. Are we going to see Ragnar go scouts is the question. He has some food, so he could maybe go scouts, but he doesn't have the wood. Okay, he's just finishing his stable now. So he is going to make some scouts and send them after Superhero for revenge. He's got He's building an outpost. So this tells me that Ragnar is planning on playing this aggressively. And Superhero's presence on stone is telling me that Superhero wants a fast castle. So is Superhero going to be able to get away with the fast castle? That is the question. He's almost up to the... Oh, so he's getting blasted here, but he does manage to get the sheep. Alright, so he's almost up to the feudal age here, Superhero is. And it looks like he went up on 23 pops. So this is some kind of lightning fast castle. I don't really know. He's got his market thrown down, and now he needs to build a blacksmith. I think that's what this lady is doing. Maybe. Oh, there's a scout here. Okay, so she was trying to quick wall. So Ragnar has built this scout, and Superhero is trying to get to safety. Alright, he's going to build the blacksmith there. And he small walls in his wood line. I don't know that these are completely walled, because the mangrove forests have holes in them. Oh yeah, that's bad. So Superhero testing it and finding out that there's a hole here. This is not looking too pretty. So he's got to abandon his wood line, which sucks. Luckily for Superhero, Ragnar does not have the number of scouts out that are required to kill any villagers. But that could have been a lot worse, and Ragnar found that. He's going to keep an eye on this lumber camp now. But Superhero is on his way up to the castle after some market abuse. And he's got this transport ship with the pigs. He just remembered it. He's going to bring it in. And Ragnar is still on the prowl. I think that Ragnar has done a lot of damage to Superhero, taking him off of the wood line, even though he didn't kill any villagers. So he might just... Oh, what? There's a hole in the wall? Oh, it's because of the elevation, and Superhero realizing it, plugging the hole, but the villager is going to go down. Oof, ouch. That's painful. He needs to pull back, and he just needs to abandon this wood line, or this stone, but he can't, because this stone is important to him, to his fast castle camel archer plays, and oof, that really hurts. I think that might be GG. Ragnar getting 3 villager kills on the stone. Superhero did not have very much luck with walling this in because of the elevation. It's hard to see the hole in the wall. Superhero is going to need those pigs. Now, Superhero could load up a bunch of villagers and go off and try to make a new wood line somewhere. I think that's what he's doing here. Ragnar might have seen this transport ship pass, or he may not have. But maybe Superhero does something where he comes out to the corner of the map and he builds a sneak lumber camp. That's really what he needs, right? For camel archers, you need a decent wood income. Superhero trying to get wood down here, but the villagers taking the initiative after they ran out of stragglers and trying to go out here to chop wood, and he almost lost one. So now Superhero is in the castle age, and he's going to come out to berries. He does have one more pig, actually. He may have just noticed that. No, he's going to go out to stone because he wants to finish his castle, but the scouts are here, so he's not really sure what to do. Maybe he'll be able to sneak this villager in and then quick wall behind. Superhero. Oh. He didn't see. He didn't see the scouts. Or maybe he's going to wall the scouts in. That would be like a sacrifice. That'd be a very high IQ move. And Superhero just getting frustrated, calling the GG. The fast castle not working out. He has his transport ship with a bunch of villagers over here. But he didn't want to sell any stone to build the sneak lumber camp. And Ragnar taking the first game on Neptune with solid scouts build and punishing Superhero's fast castle. Superhero, though, with a lot of walling misfortunes. Maybe it could have been different without the walling misfortune. So now let's go on and cast the second game after looking at the statistics. So it looks like Ragnar got 7 kills total. That seems about right. And 1 scout lost. No buildings destroyed, but Ragnar won in the feudal age. It's always nice to see somebody win in the feudal age from time to time. Largest army of 5. More resources collected as well. Makes sense, his scout's eco is pretty good. Stone collected for Superhero 284. Gold collected 387. So he definitely had more stone and gold, but unfortunately it didn't do him much. He got at a pretty impressive 15-minute castle age time, though, I gotta say, but Ragnar was just a little bit too quick. And Superhero's walls were just a little bit too open. Now let's go to the second game, Singularity. So Singularity was made by a friend of mine, Zetnus. And it looks kind of like a singularity. There's the black hole in the middle, and there's this band of cosmic dust being sucked in toward it. Wood lines are pretty big on Singularity. I would say it's probably harder than usual to kill somebody in Feudal Age on Singularity. Not impossible. If you don't defend well, I mean, your resources are limited. You know, you can die because of lack of map control, I would say. So Ragnar is the red Khmer, and Superhero is the yellow Spanish. So Superhero over here at 8 o'clock, and Ragnar over here at 2 o'clock. Spanish versus the Khmer. Well, Superhero picking another unique unit civilization. I'm wondering if Superhero is going to attempt Fast Castle into unique unit again. I think it's quite likely. This map is a better fit for Fast Castle. The wood lines are larger and solid, unlike the mangrove wood lines of Neptune. However, he is coming back here. Okay, he's just going to go and get a boar, maybe? No. Alright, this is a lumberjack. So this would be a good spot for a lumber camp, I think. And then he could build a mining camp here. It'd be easy to defend, but I guess he's going to build his lumber camp right here. So maybe Superhero has just got big plans to wall all of this. We'll see. We shall see. But he does need to send a villager out to get boar. Otherwise, he's going to be out of food here underneath his town center pretty soon. He'll have to chop the stragglers, which is never ideal. The Khmer. I've seen the Khmer on this map before. I don't really understand them. So let's talk a little bit more about Singularity and what you can do. Okay, he is sending some sheep in. The villagers will have some sheep to eat. Photon Man Scout. What can you do on Singularity? Well, there is this amphibious terrain here. It's not really appealing for fishing. There are a few box turtles scattered in it, but it's not really good, to be honest. But what it's helpful for is your opponent can come out here and they can take these resources after they are done taking the resources that are close to their town center. I actually really like this lumber camp from Ragnar. You know, he could build a mining camp here and he could have it all in one place. And it looks like Ragnar is building a house out here. I'm not exactly sure why. Khmer can garrison in the houses. So maybe he's planning on docking out. Okay, he's planning on docking out here. I think this is the best place to dock because the fish can either go this way, the fishing ships can go this way, or this way. These channels are not interconnected. It's a little bit like Four Lakes in that respect. Superhero, we can see he wants to build his dock here. But there are two of these big inside rings that you can dock on, and you can use aggressive military options. More so to just punish your opponents. Superhero finding some geese. This hungry town center is going to want that. He's taking his first boar, and he's about to take his second. So I think it's going to be Fast Castle. He's got 5 on wood from Superhero, so it's probably some kind of Fast Castle with dock build, similar to maybe Nomad, but with a faster start. I think that's what both players are planning. I don't think we'll see any scouts, but I could be wrong. Got our stormy dogs flying everywhere. The stormy dogs, why not, right? We need birds. You can't really have birds in space, so why not just have a magical flying dog with a cape? Seems like if you're already believing that people can walk across a singularity, why not just have dogs flying around too? You know, if you can believe one, why not believe the other? The woodlines, so let's talk about them. They're just ruins. These are some ancient civilization that was gobbled up by a black hole millions of years ago. And we thought, well, it'd be kind of silly to have palm trees growing or something like that, or pine trees. So we'll just have ancient ruins from a lost civilization and have those be our woodlines. So you'll notice in a lot of Alchemy League, not really in the previous set, because the previous one was Neptune, and Neptune doesn't have any, note of ancient civilizations or anything like that. So we just had to bite the bullet and hope you didn't notice that we had real trees. But for something like this, where nobody's actually been this close to a singularity before, I mean, why not take a little bit of artistic license and say maybe they can recycle the building resources that were gobbled up by the singularity millions of years ago for some ancient civilization. So let's see. Superhero on his way up to the feudal age, 24 population, 20 of which is villagers. He's got 4 on food, but I don't see any villagers on food, so it's probably fishing ships. Now it's 3 fishing ships and a villager, so there you go. A very limited food economy for superhero. Maybe it's not Fast Castle. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a big old navy build. It almost looks like that, like the kind of build you would do if you plan to contest navy. Oh, look at this. Oh, poor Ragnar. Maybe he didn't realize that you can't sail across this ice. So he's got his fishing ships gathering from the little fish, the shore fish on the inside. That is unfortunate. I do not think he intended this. I think he intended to go out here and get this without realizing that you could sail across. It is clearly written in the specification that you cannot sail across this. It is non-navigable. So that is unfortunate for Ragnar. And does Ragnar have the wood to build fish traps? Not really. He wants to wall off his base. He's got a bunch of farms that he's thrown down, and he just wants to get to the castle age now. No barracks from Ragnar, so he's not really interested in feudal aggression. He's just interested in surviving, unlike last time. And Superhero's doing a scouts build. Let's go. So Superhero is like, all right, well, I'm not going to let this guy kill me in feudal age this time. I'm going to make some feudal military. So he's got 1 scout. He can make another here as soon as he drops off from the berry bushes. And we're going to see Superhero do some kind of scout rush. Yeah, he's got another one queued up. I don't think he's queuing up any naval aggression. No, he's not. Maybe Superhero, that's because Superhero knows that his opponent isn't docked. Actually, he hasn't really found anything. So maybe he assumes that his opponent is docking, and Superhero is just going to go out and cause some mischief with his scouts. Looking for Ragnar's resource collection. Ragnar's found these other shorefish over here, and he's kind of got a long distance trip, but it's better than nothing. Oof! Spent three ships worth of wood to get one shorefish and then another shorefish very inefficiently. That's very unfortunate. Ragnar building himself a cute little gate here, and Superhero better hurry up, otherwise he's not going to get in. It looks like Ragnar did build another dock over here. Superhero gonna dock next to him to make sure that doesn't go anywhere. And where are Superhero's scouts? That's what I want to know. Where are the scouts? Well, wherever they are, they're not in Ragnar's base. Ragnar having a little bit of a misadventure with his Photon Man. But he does manage to escape alive. Superhero has built a galley because he is expecting Ragnar to be aggressive against him. But Ragnar's having a rough Dark Age and Feudal Age here. Let's see if Ragnar's anywhere close to clicking up to the Castle Age. Yeah, sort of, I guess. But he built this dock and these 3 fishing ships here. And he's built another dock, and now Superhero is attacking that dock. And Ragnar is not making any fishing ships from it because he does not want to invest in defending them, I would assume. And now, for some reason, these walls did not get built, which I don't really understand. That is another misfortune for Ragnar. He's got 2 of these scouts in his base. He's going to build a house here. And Superhero is just going to run around and be annoying. Can Superhero get this villager kill? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, there he is. He got it. Looks like Superhero realizing that the villager was running away. Oh no, this is unfortunate pathing though for Superhero. But somehow the scout survives. What? What? Alright, so Ragnar going to send some people to shank that scout down. Oh, that's so annoying. And Superhero is going to try to find his way in. But you can definitely tell from the score that Ragnar's had a rough go at a rough Dark Age here. Actually, Ragnar did not even need to build this gate, I think, for now. Because villagers can garrison in the house, so he could use the house as a gate. It's a stronger version of the gate. The gate only has 400 HP. The house has 750. Granted, the gate has 2 melee armor compared to the houses, so depending on who is attacking what, one might be more effective than the other. Gate might be better against melee and house better against ranged. So Superhero looking for a way in, but he's not going to find one. I think he's done all of the damage that he can do for now. So Ragnar is on his way up to the Castle Age. He's more than halfway. Superhero is going up as well, and he's just behind him. So Superhero went scouts. He did a little bit of damage in the Feudal Age. Ragnar had a rough Dark Age. So I would say that Superhero is in the driver's seat for now. I think that Superhero will have the freedom to go Conquistadors, and we can see that he's heavily on stone, so that is going to be the choice for Superhero. He's going to go Conquistadors. I'd love to see Superhero go Missionaries as well. Conks and Donks. But it'll probably just be Conks. Donks are less popular. Okay, so with Ragnar reaching the Castle Age, what's the plan? Let's take a look at his resources and see what he has. He's actually going to go Knights. He feels doesn't really have the map control to boom, which makes sense. He's deleted these wall segments here. He's going to build another stable, so Ragnar is actually going to go 2 stable Knights to try to catch up to Superhero. I don't know about that. I don't think that Ragnar knows. Yeah, he doesn't know that Superhero's on the stone, so if he knew that Superhero were going Conks, maybe he'd be making some Monks or some Scorpions instead. So I don't know how Ragnar's 2 stable Knights is going to work against Superhero's Conquistadors. Now, does Superhero know that Ragnar is going 2 stable Knights? He does not. So it'll be somewhat of luck then if Superhero shows up here with a bunch of Conquistadors and then micros and kites and just kills Knights that way. Superhero building his castle. He's almost done. There it is. And now he's able to make Conquistadors. See how Superhero's fish boom is doing. It's doing great. It's like Ragnar never attempted anything over there, and Superhero ended up destroying Ragnar's dock and leaving this very inefficient dock here. There's another shorefish here, which Ragnar is slowly harvesting with his fishing ships. So Ragnar getting in with a knight, but he's running away from this Conquistador. There are 2 Conks now for Superhero, 3 Knights. I think Superhero could still maybe... no, not really. Can't really win that. It's too many Knights. So he just buys some time with the Conquistador. He did not kill any Knights yet, but I think he should quick wall this. No, Ragnar does not want to press the advantage. Ooh, this knight pathing in below the castle, though. That's unfortunate. Let's take a look at villager count here. So, Superhero with 38 villagers and Ragnar with 37. So, actually, eco-wise, they're very similar. One player investing in 2 stable knights and the other player investing in conquistadors. However, Superhero is going to add another town center, which makes sense on this map. This map is easy to wall, I think. So there's a good chance that if you add economy, you'll be able to effectively defend it on this map. And Ragnar is going to do the same. But yes, Superhero slowly building up conquistador numbers. I don't know that Ragnar... Yeah, it doesn't look like Ragnar is adding any more knights. So he's done with knights. He's getting the light cav upgrade, which maybe it's because he saw some missionaries or monks and he's afraid of them, wants to kill them with light cav, or maybe he figures that light cav are a similar investment or cheaper than knights, but they'll do similarly well against conquistadors. I don't know. But I feel like he doesn't really have a good answer for these conquistadors yet, except to have built a monastery himself. Maybe one monastery will be sufficient, but I'm somewhat skeptical. Superhero's got a missionary, a donkey man following these conquistadors around to keep them healed up. I think Superhero, is he still... Let's see if Superhero is still building conquistadors. He is. I don't know how much he'll invest in them. 2 town centers, conquistadors. I would love to see Superhero drop a forward castle like right here and deny this gold, and then come over here and be more aggressive and try to deny this gold too. We've seen players win on Alchemy League from denying resources. I mean, it's pretty standard in a lot of competitions. In Age of Empires, if you can deny resources from your opponent, why not? It's a good way to win the game. So Superhero is sending out a raiding party now. Where's he going? I don't really know. Guess he's going to come around this side. See if he can pick off some lumberjacks would be my guess. He's got 2 conks this way, another conk over here. Love to see Ragnar throw down some fish traps next to his dock. He's got an army of knights in here. I don't think Ragnar is adding more knights, but let's check. He is, actually. He is adding more knights, and he's getting ready for a contest. So, Superhero is over here knocking at the door, alerting Ragnar to his presence. And what's the plan? Is he just going to destroy this blacksmith? Ooh, not good. Not a good fight. Town Center and Conquistadors have the same range, and the Town Center has a lot more health, so you don't want to fight that. Hey, Hyder, welcome. It is morning my time. It's not morning your time. So Ragnar getting housed here. Gotta rush down this other house. There we go. So there's light cav. There's knights. I don't think this is going to work very well. I think there are enough conks here to one-shot knights. I think you need scorpions or you need something. Although that was very unfortunate. Maybe a conquistador missed or something like that. He like one-shotted this knight with, or failed to one-shot that knight on account of 3 additional HP. Yeah, Superhero loves his unique unit civilizations we're fighting. He loves making unique unit. Ragnar's on the run. So Superhero is just like, well, I'm not going to chase these knights. I'm just going to come in. I don't really know that there's a lot of place for him to go, though. Ragnar building a few archery ranges, so he's committing to skirmishers here. And these conquistadors are going to run in. They are going to take arrow fire. What he needs to do is he needs to run back here if he doesn't mind getting trapped, but instead he's just going to run out. This is probably the safer choice. Heal up the lads with some donkey men, and then he's... I don't understand. Why doesn't Superhero come back here? Superhero, man, come on. Think about it. You know that there's a mining camp here. You know that there's a lumber camp here. Surely your units could range. Okay, he thinks about it now. So he's going to go over there now, which is a good choice. Tries going in the front. That doesn't work. Yeah, they are. You can't really deal with them melee. He's coming over this way, looking for fishing ships. Just finds this house. The fishing ships are actually over here on the inside, unfortunately for Ragnar. But fortunately in this case... Oh no, the fishing ships were on a long-distance fishing voyage, so they're going to get shot down finally. And Ragnar will not replace them. In fact, he will not miss them, I don't think. Superhero, man. Come on. Come on, Superhero. Maybe the reason he's not going over here is because the Khmer can garrison in the houses. And he knows that there are just houses right here, and if he attacks these villagers, they'll just jump in the houses. That's the only reason I can think of for why Superhero would not come over here with his military. Ragnar, come on, you're Khmer. Hop in this house. Oh, he forgets. Oh. Alright, so Superhero wants to build a castle here, but Ragnar's going to build a town center first. Oh no, this could be very bad. Number of villagers. Only a few villagers go down. So Superhero will just have to build the castle here instead. Nope, Superhero, do not. Alright, he loses 3 conquistadors. So these villagers... No. Should be right here. It should be right here. This would deny the gold. This would be the better castle, in my opinion. It doesn't deny any wood if it's right here, but... it denies gold, and that's what Ragnar needs more. Superhero on his way up to the Imperial Age, though. Ragnar sees this castle and decides that he will counter castle. And he's also going to send some skirmishers, but these are Spanish villagers, and they build castles very quickly. So one villager goes down. These skirmishers are going to try to deny it. This castle goes up. Ragnar garrisons within. And if you're Ragnar, do not waste time with the skirmishers. Just kill the villagers building the castle. Alright, well, so both castles go up, and now maybe it's going to be a petard contest. Superhero has built a siege workshop. Now, the good news for Superhero is that Ragnar has spent, well, he spent a lot of food on skirmishers and knights, Probably more than Superhero has spent on Conquistadors, maybe. But either way, he's nowhere near He's nowhere near the next stage. He's nowhere near Imp, whereas Superhero is already an Imp. So all the Superhero has to do now is make trebuchets and roll them back around here. Oh, what is this? Does Superhero have Supremacy? He's just fighting the skirmishers. Indeed, Ragnar did build a castle of his own. Superhero with a bunch of conquistadors over here, killing some villagers. I think those villagers may have been going out for some reason. We should have made it so that you could build mining camps on the ice. I think that would have been a good feature for this map. Because otherwise the gold is sort of just here and nobody can take it. Maybe we'll make the update to the map, update the spec, and then Zetnus will have to change the rules so you can build mining camps on the ice or anywhere. Ragnar will lose the Treb War and it will snowball from there. I agree. I think that Ragnar is in very tough shape. He's trying to save up the resources to get to the next stage, although he is making more villagers, which is kind of a strange decision. Superhero's made some rams. Maybe he figures, my opponent is not Imperial Age yet. Although I think that Ragnar still probably has enough knights on the loose somewhere. Ragnar's certainly making knights. I don't know where the rest of his knights are. But knights would be pretty effective against these rams. Okay, here comes some knights. They're going to get shot at by the castle. And then there are a bunch of petards too. Oh boy. And the castle goes down. That I was not expecting. I was just expecting a trebuchet. So these rams will continue. Actually, Ragnar's done a decent job of cleaning up Superhero's conquistadors. But Superhero's done a lot of damage. Alright, here's the trebuchet now. He's just going to start knocking down buildings. It's another petard for the town center. And I think Superhero does not have any range upgrades for his castle. This castle seems to be very damaging. Oh, the knights only have +1, so that could be why. Ragnar's sending some villagers to attack this castle. And he's also sending villagers out this way. I'm not sure. Maybe these guys are here to build a... I don't know, something. To get some gold, I bet. And I don't think Superhero knows about it, because he's not sending any conquistadors over there. Or he either does know about it, and he just doesn't have any conquistadors to send. But if I see a mob of villagers like that just moving out, I make a few conks. But I don't know what Superhero's going to make. Oh, Superhero is switching into Cavaliers. No, Superhero is going Paladin. Oh my goodness. So he's bullied his opponent into Skirmisher, and now he's going to switch into Paladin to just wipe up the Skirmisher. I feel like Paladin's kind of a waste in 1v1, but I don't know, Superhero, he wants to do it, so he's got all these stables in the back. Ragnar does not know about it. I don't think Ragnar has seen any Cavaliers until just now that they're running into Ragnar's base, and he calls the GG before Paladin is able to come in. Paladin was only halfway. What about keeping the ice but having auto-generated mining camps which can be captured like a monument? You, sir, should help us write our map specifications. I think that is a really fun idea. Like Gaia mining camps that just exist there that you can capture. That'd be a lot of fun, too. It actually might be easier to do. And that way it could be kind of part of a strategy about whether or not you build a mining camp or you come out here and you take this gold knowing that you can't small wall the villagers in. Because if you can't small wall the villagers, it's very dangerous. It's vulnerable to attack. I think most players would build their own mining camp in that case. Paladin is just a power move to get your opponent to resign in 1v1. Well, it didn't work here because Ragnar resigned too soon. But Superhero with a very damaging build. Good Conquistador aggression. I think it would have been closer if Ragnar understood the map a little bit better, but he built his first dock right here, thinking that the ships could sail over the ice and get to the fish. And he just had a rough Dark Age in general. Alright, so fun set. Let's go and cast the next one after looking at the achievements. So statistics here. Superhero with 80 kills and 52 deaths. Destroyed 5 buildings, largest army of 36. He's in the driver's seat with more resources collected. Faster advancements, except Ragnar did get Castle Age slightly faster. And Superhero got 1 relic, built 2 castles total, and had over 100 villagers in his boom by the end of it. Okay, so next we look at Lordek versus Hyder. This set was highly recommended to me. So let's take a look at their maps. So the maps that they're going to be playing on are Mars and Cataclysm. It could have been Saturn, but you know the draft randomly picked Cataclysm for them at the end. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. This is a different map, but many of you may remember Cataclysm from Alchemy League Season 1. This is a reworked version of it. So Hyder versus Mech Deck. So it looks like the draft automatically banned these 5 civilizations in the beginning, just randomly. And then they globally banned these civilizations here, Spanish, Mongols, Dravidians, and Japanese. And then they picked 4 and then got the chance to snipe 1 from their opponent. I believe you did. Alright, so remember these guys are 17 to 1800, I believe. So let's go and check out the games. Overlay time. Okay, so Mars. So you guys might see that we've got the ancient ruins on Mars. That's because of the fan theory that Mars once had ancient life. So it's okay for us to have a little bit of fun and put these ruins on Mars. We've got Phobos and Deimos here. So again, we've got the docks, or the fish are behind the players this time. The players are on these sides of the map. So we have GDR Mech Deck, aka Lordek, in the red, and he is playing as the Romans. And we have GDR Hyder as the purple Italians. So these guys are in the same GDR clan. A lot of those GDR guys actually are participants in our league. Our most recent results from Alchemy League Season 1 had a lot of Italy winning, doing pretty well on our scoreboard. So these guys taking the league seriously. And this should be a pretty competitive set for sure. Got a few photon men just standing up here on top of this mountain, just making it a little bit harder to send villagers across and do something, but you can still go around. Most of the wood is collected in the center, but I think there's in general not a lot of wood on this map. You have a few pure wood lines here, small ones, which are these ruins, although these ruins have 300 wood in them apiece, just because they're so small. And there are like more scattered ruins around the map, but there's also a lot of rock and stuff too. I mean, it is Mars. So, you know, Mars is a pretty rocky, desolate place. And it's red. We try to make this as red as possible. Macdak pushing in a deer here. So Hyder is playing as the purple Italians. I bet these guys, it's actually kind of funny. They're both playing as the Italians. So we got 2 Italian players playing as Italian civilizations, or civilizations that were based out of Italy. Macdeck is the one who invited me to the clan. He's a nice guy. That's good to know. We want nice people. We want nice people to play in the league. So this is what I call a contest of time. Will the Romans win, or will their successors, the Italians, win? They're both speaking, well, the Romans are speaking Latin, and the Italians are speaking Italian. And I think Italian is maybe similar to Latin, but not exactly the same. Just an evolution of it over time. So the Romans were thinking like 400, not 400, maybe 200 BC to 400 AD. And the Italians are like 1,000 years later. So it is a contest of time. As we see, Lordek is slowly pushing his deer in, and he's taking his boar. He's got 1 villager working on the boar. He might need some help for these villagers. Oh, okay, there we go. He'll get it. So it's difficult to tell where your fish are. Let's see what Hyder knows. Yeah, Hyder does not know that his fish are over here. They could be anywhere. They could be on these sides. It'll be fair, or they could be behind him. But so he's just going to guess. Doesn't know, hasn't explored it. Just going to guess and kind of hope that there's some fish around here. Even if he's wrong, like even if he had built over here, there's still a few fish, so it's worth it. Hyder says Italians in AoE speak some kind of broken Latin. It's so weird. Oh, okay. So they don't even speak real Italian then. They speak maybe Old Italian or some form of Neo-Latin. And Lordek has actually done the same. He's built a dock back here, kind of guessing. Not really probably knowing. Maybe he got his Photon Man up to the very edge and he just saw some slight color variation, but probably not. The map is designed to make it difficult to tell where Phobos and Deimos are at first. So the Romans, they've got some pretty strong eco bonuses. Their villagers just work 5% faster, starting in the Dark Age, which is pretty powerful when you think about it. I wonder what kind of strategies we're going to see. I would love to see some kind of man-at-arms build, but I don't know that it's going to happen. Oh, that's interesting. I just noticed something. When I click this, I don't know, whatever. So I was just testing out a new button on my mouse that I never use. So I would love to see man-at-arms and towers. I'd love to see some man-at-arms come across and like, but you know, it's tough because Hyder's for MacDeck because his wood line is in the back, so Hyder's wood line is in the back, so MacDeck would have to walk all the way around and build a tower, and it'd be inefficient in this case. Now if the wood lines were kind of more in the front, it could be an effective strategy. So gold here, the players are probably going to fight over water, I would imagine. Hyder on his way up to the feudal age. MacDeck is also on his way up to the feudal age. Actually, maybe even a little bit sooner than Hyder. Yeah, he's going to be up a little bit sooner. He has stronger villagers in terms of work rate, but Hyder's feudal age is cheaper because he is Italians. So MacDeck is actually doubling down. He's found that this is a rich fishing area, and he's going to build another dock. So he's really going to invest in the water here. Lots of fish resources. He realizes, oh, this is where Phobos and Deimos are, or at least Phobos or Deimos. So if I build a couple docks and I invest in this, I can get quite a bit of value out of the fish here. Hyder says, the closest language we have in-game when it comes to modern Italian is the Sicilian lines. Interesting. So this galley is for offensive purposes, though. This galley is probably going to come over here and it's going to harass Hyder's fish, although Hyder just got feudal age himself. Both players, 2 docks. So it's going to be a water war, but I don't know. Maybe one of the players will at some point come across the land to pressure the other player. Not sure. Could have been interesting actually to randomize Mars and make Mars a little bit smaller. Change the sizing of it around so that sometimes it's advantageous to pressure your opponent across land, and sometimes you're better off pressuring your opponent across water. But for now, Mars is always the same size. You can see that Lordek or MacDeck is sending some galleys across the map. I don't believe that he has fletching yet. Yeah, no fletching yet. But it'll probably be coming here pretty soon. He's just got to save up the wood for it. He's got 14 on wood, so it's kind of inevitable. And he's making galleys from 2 docks, or trying to. Yeah, he's making galleys from 2 docks. I think he can afford to build a blacksmith soon. Let's see what Hyder is doing. Hyder, also 2 galleys himself. Would be funny as if Hyder actually decided to go this way, but I think he sees MacDeck coming, perhaps. See the fog of war. Does he know? Actually, no, he does not know. So Hyder's going to go this way to look for MacDeck's stuff. Nope. He's going to go this way. No, he's going to defend because he knows that MacDeck is coming. So now he sees this and he knows that his opponent is interested in killing his fishing ships. And his opponent has at least 1 galley. Maybe he sees the wake of the galley over here. And he wants to pick a fight. So MacDeck, being outnumbered, has to retreat. I don't know how close his reinforcements are reasonably close too. And MacDeck also has a Photon Man here, trying to maybe pick off a villager. No, he's going to lead the villagers to shore so the galleys can tag team it. Oh, that's diabolical. Hyder this guy just managing to get away with his life carrying those 6 gold pieces. That was a clever trick, but Hyder didn't fall for it quite. He was able to save the villager. Market coming up for Hyder. So what's the plan with the market? Maybe it's just the building that's needed to go up to the next stage. Hyder adding another dock. Wait a second. Why is Hyder adding a market? Okay, I guess he's got a blacksmith here. So Hyder actually already has fletching, and yeah, so does Lordek. So, all right, I was going to say, because I didn't see the blacksmith at first, I was like, why would he build a market before a blacksmith in a galley war? That makes no sense. Hyder coming over here, so we got ourselves a galley matchup, a mirror galley fight. I believe that Romans attack a little bit faster, but the Italians get research faster. Actually, no, it's the Pierce armor. I think it's the Pierce armor. So the Italians, yeah, their dock techs are cheaper, and let's take a look at the Romans here. The Romans get some kind of naval bonus. Galley line and Dromons receive +1/+1 armor. So Macdek's armor essentially negates the. Oh no. Macdek's sneaking around the asteroid, and he's going to try to pick off some fishing ships. Ooh, this is not good for Hyder. Yeah, they nullify the effect of fletching. They can't nullify Hyder's range, but they can nullify the punch of the arrows. So very unfortunate for Hyder that Macdek was able to slip around and destroy a couple of fishing ships. Just goes to show that Hyder has to take the fight more forward, but he's kind of on the back foot. Macdek has a lot of stuff here, and he's got good control over his galleys too, and those galleys have armor. The galley sneak was very clever from him. Yes, it was. Looks like we got ourselves another galley fight here, but Hyder needs to go away. So here's what Hyder needs. Hyder needs to get up to the next stage, and he needs to get War Galley faster. That's what he needs to do, and maybe that market was part of that plan. We see that Lordek has built a barracks, but not a... Well, actually, he's built a market right here. So he also has a market, and Hyder also building a barracks. So these guys have kind of mirror builds. Hyder is on his way up to the Castle Age. It's cheaper for the Italians, and Macdek is clicked up as well, although not as quickly. So Hyder will be up to the Castle Age a little bit before, and he's building a stable. And what's Macdek's plan? There's no stable here for Macdek. He's just building some more farms. Let's see if we can tell from his resources what he's going to do. Well, he's building a house. And he's actually only on 2 docks, so theoretically Hyder should be able to outmass Macdek. But Macdek taking advantage of the Pierce armor bonus. And where are Macdek's fishing ships? Maybe Hyder killed them without us noticing. Hyder maybe snuck around here this way and killed them. He is on 3 docks, so he should have the numbers to do it. And he's also built a few fishing ships to replace the dead ones. So Macdek getting horse collar after building this full ring of farms around his town center. Oof, feels bad, but at least he's getting it now. And he's building a stable. Hyder is building a stable as well. So, and Hyder's in the Castle Age, so we can expect knights, I think, come over here and raid. Yeah, Hyder getting the War Galley upgrade, which is very important, and he's getting knights as well. And Macdek is like, well, okay, now's the time to leave. So he leaves. Does not want to fight War Galleys, and he knows that the Italians are going to get it faster. So Hyder has completed 1 knight, he's building another. And let's see, the Romans... What are the Romans doing? Romans are building a knight and getting War Galley and getting Bodkin as well. Bodkin is something that Hyder has gotten already. So, no. Yeah, Macdek does not want to fight this. Not worth it. I mean, he's getting his own technology, and then he can fight it. Alright, so now he's got the War Galleys, and now he can take a fight. And Hyder has to run away. So, big tug of war here. Hyder sniped them. That was smart. We saw Macdek snipe Hyder's fish, but we didn't see Hyder snap Macdek's fish. Alright, couple of knights in Macdek's economy, though. This is unfortunate. He doesn't quite have a response for him, or his own military is out of position. So it's fortunate for Hyder. It's not fortunate for Macdek. Okay, these knights are not well armored, though. They only have +1, so the town center is able to kill them. Remember that these town centers, the attack of them has been upgraded because the players wanted to upgrade the attack of their galleys, and it incidentally affects town centers as well. MacDeck, I think he's doing a little bit better at the galley micro. He's getting some good kills in on Hyder here. Bloody conflict either way, though. He's got a low HP war galley he should bring to the back. Hyder has got some weak galleys too. No repair villagers so far. Doesn't look like Lordek is building any new galleys. Seems like he wants to transition to land. I'd love to see somebody go for relics. I mean, there's only 2 relics. All you got to do is come over here with a transport ship and a monk and just snag that relic and bring it home. You can build a huge navy around your little island and go for a relic victory. We've seen that before. That was a lot of fun. Two, 3 town centers from MacDeck, and MacDeck is heavily on stone. So I'm wondering if he's going to go Centurions. Maybe he's making enough knights for it. Both players are making knights, and they're just kind of trying to raid each other's economy. MacDeck is at 52 villagers, and Hyder is at 48. So MacDeck has a slight economy lead. Hyder has a monastery with a monk, and the monk is here healing his gold miners. MacDeck is just going to come up here and kill these Rapa Nui warriors? No. I mean, it's not Rapa Nui and they're not warriors. They're photon men. But the map is based off of Rapa Nui, which was used in Alchemy League Season 1. And the statistics of those units were kept the same. They were just given photon man skin. So Lordek, with a couple of villager snipes here, is trying to keep Hyder from getting too much of an advantage. And, okay, we see some villagers coming across for a castle drop. It's actually going to be a defensive castle to help secure these wood lines. You know, the castling situation is not ideal on this map. You cannot build a castle up here on top of the mountain because it's ice, and because there are blockers even around that ice to prevent you from building up here. So unlike Rapa Nui, you can't do that. But you can build it kind of like at the base of the mountain, and you can do that for better wood accessibility, I suppose. So Lordek, which interestingly enough, he's not investing any more in navy. He's not building any fishing ships either. He's transitioned over to farms. Maybe he figures the villagers work a little bit faster. Hyder has not pushed back in here. He's done his best to keep his navy alive, though, even though he's not really using it. I guess he's going to come around and he's going to try to do some damage on this side, but Hyder has a patrol here that he does not know about. So he will try to come in here and kill these fishing ships or do another sneak, but Hyder will probably spot it and engage. So let's see what happens. Is Lordek able to sneak past? Or will Hyder stop him? Alright, so he does have a fight here. So MacDeck is able to kill these galleys. He's not going to let these galleys fight. And so he does kill them. And does Hyder notice that, though? It doesn't look like Hyder's noticed. Hyder's too busy trying to deny this castle, and maybe somewhat succeeding. It's a lot of knights here, although I think many of them are red knights. And MacDeck losing some villagers on that castle. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 corpses, so that was a pretty vicious raid. Maybe it was worth it. But MacDeck is going to get... Nope, he's not going to get any revenge. Hyder's going to send these galleys here. He's going to notice. He's going to be like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure I had some ships over here, and the ships aren't going to be there anymore. MacDeck actually withdrawing, even though he could have won this. He does not realize that Hyder's military is out of position, which is unfortunate for him. So he came over, he sniped a fishing ship, and now he's leaving again. Doesn't want to fight it. So MacDeck with 72 villagers, and Hyder with 65. So both players continuing to try and boom. Hyder building a defensive castle of his own. Surely MacDeck must realize that long-term knights are not a good choice versus Italians. Genoese crossbowmen will wreck knights pretty decisively. And there are a few monks here too. Lordeck has to retreat or delete his units, and retreat is better. So Hyder getting one conversion in. MacDeck has to get out of there. Here it is, so barracks. I love this. This map is a very claustrophobic. Oh, these are actually some sheep that Hyder never picked up. That's unfortunate. So MacDeck is going to lose his ships here, unless he pulls them back, but I think maybe he's done. Yeah, he's done. Just going to let him fight. Clear up the population space. Maybe Hyder will finally pick up his sheep. Nope. But yeah, claustrophobic map, like I was saying. Infantry and siege make a lot of sense. Not a lot of maneuvering or positioning. You know, the players start maybe somewhat far apart, and knights can make sense for a quick raider at first, but long game, I love the idea of an infantry and siege push. We'll see if MacDeck can pull it off. Hyder making a transport ship. So Hyder is thinking about these relics now. MacDeck should build a transport ship and pick up this relic before it's too late. Hyder certainly has water control. MacDeck trying to get in here. Hyder's on his way up to the Imperial Age. Let's see where MacDeck is at. MacDeck is not anywhere close actually to the Imperial Age. He is focused on booming. He's making pikemen. He's getting upgrades. He's making Scorpion. So I don't think that MacDeck knows about Hyder's... No, he does. He knows about this castle. So where's he going to attack from? Is he going to come in from this side, maybe? Deny this gold? Or is he going to attack from this other side? I'm not sure. Hyder building another castle to secure this flank. And MacDeck is getting all of these military upgrades, and he's continuing to boom. So what's Hyder's villager count? 78. So MacDeck's boom is better than Hyder's boom. But Hyder is on his way up to the Imperial Age, and MacDeck is in for a rude awakening here. So Hyder's going to pick up this relic. He's going to come back. I think that it would be a mistake, though, to build the monastery on the starting island. I mean, Hyder's got to know that he dominates water at this point. So why not build it in a more secure location on the moon itself? If you dominate water, the only way that your opponent can stop a relic victory at that juncture is to go water themselves, and that would be a big tech change. But MacDeck is he's investing into land military. Hyder investing into land as well, but it's like technologically advanced land. Hyder's, yeah, looking back on it, because we're omnipotent now, we can see that MacDeck has no water and seemingly has no intentions to go water. So the moon, Hyder is agreeing that the moon makes more sense given the information that we have access to now. That's how I did it while trying the map too. Well, I mean, in your defense, like, if your opponent has the water control, you don't want to build your monastery on the moon. Otherwise it will get destroyed and your opponent will recover the relic for themselves. But in this case, I think it makes sense. So Hyder fortifying the crap out of this area. He's Imperial Age now. He's got 86 villagers. He's adding a third town center. Lordeck, where's Lordeck's army? Lordeck has a bunch of pikemen, and he's got some scorpions. But he's not really able to push in because Hyder has castles covering all of his fronts. Let's see what Lordeck is up to, actually. Lordeck is on his way up to the Imperial Age. He's got a Centurion. Now, I'm not sure about the Centurions if they... Let's see. Do the Centurions make all infantry or just legionnaires attack faster? Otherwise, you know, if it's just legionnaires, then having a Centurion here doesn't really make sense amongst all these pikemen. But he's got some knights too. Lordeck is clearly investing in the Centurion push. So, I don't know. Hyder does not really seem to be going gunpowder. Let's check and see if Hyder is researching chemistry. Okay, he has researched chemistry, so this will be very important for him. Got bombard cannons that he's making. And he does have 93 villagers, so he is close in villager count, but he's still like probably 20 villagers behind. Let's see. Yeah, he's about 20 villagers behind. So MacDeck is now making trebuchets. We got some genbows coming forward, and we're going to have a fight pretty soon on our hands. So Hyder's recovered this one relic, and it looks like he's recovered the other relic too, or maybe MacDeck has recovered the relic. Doesn't look like MacDeck ever built a monastery, actually. No, here it is. So here's Hyder's transport ship, or transport ship, I should say. And we can see that it's got a monk on it, and it's coming back full, so it probably has the relic. So he's going to drop it off here, and then come in here and drop off the relic. But these, looks like we had a big fight on our hands. The knights ran in and got crushed by the genbows. But the genbows do not like fighting these scorpions, especially with the hill advantage. Oof, yeah, that's pretty brutal. Genbow goes down quickly, and these trebuchets are going to start working on the castle. The saving grace for Hyder is that he has bombard cannons. So the bombard cannons could potentially snipe the trebuchets. The pikemen are... No, I don't know that really works very well. So we got some long swordsmen coming. Let's see how close Lordek is to Legionary. He's actually pretty close. He's almost going to have a Zerg-like spam here. And the trebuchets are working. This hill advantage is pretty oppressive. I think it's plus 25% or something like that. So it's like he's got 2.5 trebuchets working here instead of 3. Or maybe there's an added penalty for being downhill. I don't exactly remember how it works. But the fact that these 2 trebuchets are putting so much pressure on the castle, although Hyder manages to snipe it, which is good for Hyder. These legionaries have to withdraw. There's too many archers. Too many archers. I wonder if the legionaries are going to go after the cannons or what they're going to do. They're going to fight. He wants to fight. I wouldn't take this fight, but Lordek seems to think it's okay. Maybe he's going to get some bombard cannon snipes, so it's worth it. Maybe he's just got such a huge production of legionaries, he considers it worth it. He'll need a few more siege weapons, though, but he's making centurions instead. The centurions definitely they improve the statistics of the legionaries. These legionaries are going to pull back and regroup. And Hyder has started the relic countdown. So he got the relic in, and Lordek is on a counter here to try to kill Hyder. He does have a score lead. He's got a bigger economy. He's fully boomed as the Romans. So he's basically living the Roman dream right now. The question is, can he make it happen? Militia line. Yeah, they don't help pikemen. All right. So I don't really understand the pikemen then. They must have just been there to help win the knight battle. Okay, so we got a couple more trebuchets here. Lordek is aware of these bombard cannons, and he's got to be careful. I think he's made these centurions to help him fight the cannons and to improve the militia line here, these legionaries. He's got 39 legionaries. Hyder is starting to mix hand cannons in with his army to help deal more bonus damage to the centurions, and big fight. Here it comes. It's all kinds of rocks. I think he could almost use more scorpions, but they just kept on getting sniped by the cannons, so it makes sense. And he's got this Roman army pouring in. Wants to kill the repair villagers, maybe. And the genbows are not quite effective enough against these centurions so far. Hyder's going to have to micro them back, but I do think this castle will go down as Lordek continues his Zerg-like legionary spam here. This castle will go down. Hyder needs to mass up some hand cannons, but he doesn't quite have enough yet. And this hill is just very, very oppressive in the center. Legionaries with 6 pierce armor. It's really non-trivial here. These genbows. Yeah, so they're only dealing 4 damage per shot. He really needs the hand cannons. Only 7 range too. Same for hand cannons. I think hand cannons have fewer HP though. Hand cannons only have 40 HP total. Yeah. So Lordek on his way over to this monastery. Hyder's got some ships patrolling in the back in case Lordek returns with ships of his own, but Lordek is all in on this Roman legionary spam. So the good news for Hyder is that these Genbos murder the Centurions. Centurions are mounted units, and so their crossbow bolts are extra effective against them, but Hyder just too far behind. Lordek with an effective Roman victory here. GG, well played indeed. Yeah, if this monastery had been on the island, it probably would have been a different game. But I think Hyder was feeling invincible. Like, he had 3 castles, and he had Genbos, and he had gunpowder, but Lordek surprising everybody with the very effective Roman infantry spam. Gunpowder is kind of the one thing that Romans struggle with too, but I think Lordek just managed to strike at just the right time before Hyder could build up a large enough army of the gunpowder to be effective. So Hyder with 178 kills, 160 deaths. Makdek raising 7 buildings, one of which was a monastery garrisoned with relics. Very important. Units converted 2 for Hyder. Largest army 50 to 61. Makdek with a larger Roman economy, makes sense. So the old-style Romans winning the battle for Mars. Makdek with faster feudal age, Hyder with faster castle and imp. They both explored most of the map, but Makdek with more technology. Yeah, Hyder 3 castles, Makdek 4. And decently high villagers, but Makdek had more villagers for longer. It's true. Cannons are very good against the Romans. And we can see here Makdek with the sharp increase. So Hyder prioritized the relics, but if he had focused on getting better eco, maybe he would have crushed the Romans with gunpowder. Or if he had put his relics on the moon, maybe crushed the Romans in a different way. Bought enough time. But it was a fun game. So now we get to see game 2, which is on Cataclysm. So Cataclysm was originally in Alchemy League Season 1. It's been remastered. We have Hyder playing as the Purple Malay. He's on the left-hand side of the map. And then we have Makdek playing as the Red Lithuanians on the right-hand side of the map. It looks like we got the particular version of Cataclysm that is a sort of a planet that has a snowy pine biome. So this moon has collided with the planet, and it's caused a cataclysm, and all the relics are where civilization has been destroyed, right here at the collision site. There's extra stone and gold, and there's some big wood lines here. And in this case, yeah, big wood lines. There's some sheep, some hunt, some berries scattered around the map. I like this map for an infantry siege push as well. The players seem to start generally close together. There's a pretty straight line in between them. It's also a popular strategy to do like a unique unit play on this map. But it's tricky, right? Because you want to invest in this area and secure wood, but you also want to come over here and secure these minerals as well. So it's not really easy to say what you should and should not do on the map. Now, there is enough wood and there's a little bit of gold and there's enough fish that you could actually build your starting town center on this space station if you wanted to. But I haven't seen any players do that yet. So the Malay, they advance faster. I think this could be pretty interesting. Maybe Hyder will choose to go the Malay elephants and surprise his opponent. He's sheep scouting now. I don't think that Hyder knows where Lordek is yet. Yeah, no, he hasn't found him yet. And you do start with this Photon Man. He is the Nomad version, or she in this case is the Nomad version of the Photon Man. Has 130 HP, no attack, no armor, and very little vision. So This HP is necessary in case the Photon Man accidentally runs into the enemy town center. Let's see what Lordek knows. Exploring the map as well. Photon Man is more interested in the moon that crashed into the planet, interestingly enough. So maybe this tells us that Lordek is more interested in colonizing this area. We'll have to see. It's not worth building it, the TC on the small island because you give up on boars. Ah. That's true, and Hyder likes his boars. He's taking one boar right now. There's another boar over here, which presumably he knows about, given its distance to his town center. Yeah, he knows about that boar too. So he'll go for that boar as well. He's making fishing ship. He's built the dock on the starting island. And I'm wondering if Lordek has done the same. Yeah, Lordek has also built a dock on the starting island. So both players fishing. Lithuanians, maybe they are popular for their Insta-dock on this map. Let's see what Lordek has. He has to get loom now. And he's got 4 on food. And where are they? 1, 2. Oh, okay, he's got some villagers taking a boar. Oh, that helps. But he has to rush down a house. It was housed, so he got loom. Makes sense. What is this? Hyder stealing some sheep from Lordek's side of the map. Lordek took the first game against Hyder. So Lordek might spot these sheep. He might not. He gets 1. But remember that the vision on this guy is pretty bad. So he does not have a good chance of finding the sheep. Although Hyder is actually looking for his opponent. And he finds him. Wait, what? What is this? What? Seriously? Hyder managed to lose his scout to the town center? Doesn't that take like 5 minutes? He must have really been distracted. I don't know. MacDeck managing to kill this Photon Man with his town center arrow fire. Alright, well, Hyder knows where his opponent is. Knows the town center is here, so... And he's explored most of this planet. He knows where some stone is, some gold, how the forests are shaped. Another boar or 2 over here, which he could potentially get. How many fishing ships? 4 fishing ships. MacDeck has 4 as well. Transport ship, which you can also use to explore. And Hyder also exploring this moon, but MacDeck maybe... Nope. MacDeck missing Hyder's sheep. Well, that's very considerate of MacDeck, allowing Hyder to keep that sheep. Let's see how close people are to the feudal age. So Hyder is at 421 food, and MacDeck is already clicked up. Now, MacDeck is going up on, what, 16 villagers? 23 pop total. So MacDeck is doing probably this crazy something build. I don't know. Scouts, maybe? But I don't see a barracks. He's going on gold now. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. I think maybe it's a scouts build because he's got a ton on wood. He needs to force down a barracks as soon as possible. And he's building another house. Where's all of his wood? Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet it's not a scouts build. I bet this is a fire ship, kill your fishing ships economy type build. So I bet that's the motivation for it. He's going to make some fire ships as soon as possible upon getting to the feudal age. Yeah. He's building another dock. So the plan is to kill his opponent's fish as soon as possible. Now, what's Hyder's plan? So Hyder is already feudal age, even though he clicked after MacDeck. That's because Malay advanced through the ages faster. So MacDeck may have clicked first, but he had to click first. And he actually didn't click first fast enough. And Hyder's got more villagers because he spends less time advancing, more time building villagers. So Malay eco is a little bit weird. So it's 27 to 26 actually. Total population 18. Let's see actually. Yeah, this will tell us. 25 villagers for Macdak and 28 villagers for Hyder. So I think Malay are said to be like 2 villagers ahead maybe. Based on how little time they spend advancing, they can spend that time making villagers instead. So it's much closer than you think. Actually, Hyder has the lead over Macdak, who's building galleys and headed out to find Hyder. But Hyder's going to find him first. He's going to be outnumbered 2-1. And he has no Roman armor this time, so he has to withdraw. He does, however, have a lot of sheep. Look at all these sheep. So Macdak could probably go fast castle pretty soon, but he's just not going to get the quick win on water that he wanted. Hyder was right behind him, actually a little bit ahead of him. Hyder only one. No, he's got 2 docks. Oops, Gaia stuck in the Dark Age with 0 resources, as always. Those darned animals don't know how to do anything. So Hyder getting double bit axe now, so really help his wood production. On Nomad, it can be tempting to never build a lumber camp because you're like, oh, I'll just build my town center right next to a wood line. And that is what you're supposed to do, but you should build a lumber camp so that you don't forget to get double bit axe because it is the most important economic upgrade of the game. It has a huge impact based on how cheap it is and how early it is available. Yeah, noob Gaia. So both players with the double docks here trying to mass up an army big enough, a navy big enough to push in on their opponent's fishing economy, but neither player's really done it. And I predict that they're going to go Castle Age before fighting. Maybe not, though. So they're both pretty equally matched in that regard. Market going down for Hyder. Wondering if he's considering Castle Age indeed. Maybe he'll sell his stone. Who knows? Who needs it? Who needs stone when you're going to do a monk rush? Are we going to see Hyder do a monk rush? Probably not, but it'd be funny. Actually, the best Civ to monk rush is the Teutons. Even though the Teutons, their units are more resistant to conversion, they don't get light cav. They don't get light cav or Hussar. So if you're starting off really small, they can fight it off. But if you show up with like 4 or 5 monks and they're not prepared for it, unless they make monks of their own, they will be defeated, basically. It's pretty glorious. Done it many times to the Teutons on Arena. Although this is an Arena. Oh. No, he's pulling back. So Macdek's slowly trickling up the resources to click up to the Castle Age. He has enough now. He will build this market and then he will click. So he's getting wheelbarrow, he's making 1 villager, and then he's going to go up. Hyder probably has already clicked up. Nope. Hyder could cancel a galley and click up, or he could, yeah. So he clicks up now. And since he's Malay, he's going to be up lightning fast. Macdek had to click up a while ago in order to beat him or match him. So Macdek is up as well. He's going to be pretty discouraged with Hyder's much faster Castle Age time. Let's see where Hyder's at actually now. He's probably like halfway. Yeah, he's approaching halfway to the Castle Age. So Macdek is going to be running for his life. That's why Burmese is the best Civ, says Hyder. You don't need a lumber camp. That's true. Exactly. Yeah, that's the one weakness. At my ELO, though, nobody uses monks, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, look at this. Mac Deck always likes to be sneaky with his ships. Sneak around and snipe some economy if he can. But yes, if Teutons make a monk army of their own and get atonement, it's over. They will win every atonement monk battle you can imagine. So Hyder Castle Age making archers. Okay, so Malay archers makes sense. He's probably going to get crossbowmen, and he's going to go out and he's going to position those crossbowmen on a wood line somewhere and seek to damage his opponent. He could do a lot of damage if he had some crossbows over here. He just had some crossbows here, some crossbows here. Mac Deck has no defenses on land, and he knows that he needs them. So he's going to build this stable. And maybe Hyder and Mac Deck actually have trained together for Alchemy League because they're in the same clan. So maybe they know a lot of each other's strategies. And Hyder showing up with the archers. Mac Deck's like, I absolutely have to get this this stable down. And so the villagers are going to withstand, they're going to withering arrow fire. And he's going to build a town center here. And Hyder, sure enough, Hyder has converted his crossbowmen or his archers to crossbowmen, but he hasn't repositioned them yet. Lordek is going to try to rush up these town centers and secure resources before Hyder reacts. Maybe Hyder, if he had reacted soon enough, could have gotten up here to deny this town center on the gold. But he is probably satisfied that he did a lot of damage over here, taking Lordek off of his front gold, which was his first gold. So now Lordek with the 3 town centers and the stable. And the defensive stable there just to build knights. Although he's going to need some upgrades. He's getting bloodlines, but he also wants to get the armor. Because against this number of crossbowmen, you don't want to send knights out to get killed piecemeal, which is what would happen. We actually wanted to train for sprint too, but we're facing each other again. It's true. Yeah, it's true. We don't have enough players in the league to give everybody a fresh opponent each sprint, unfortunately. I mean, we probably could, but then we'd have a very large range of elos people would be playing against. So, Siege Workshop. So, Mac Deck is sort of accepting that, yeah, you know, there's a lot of crossbows here. I'm not going to have enough knights. I need a mangonel, or I need some scorpions. So, we're probably going to see one of those 2 siege weapons created at this workshop at some point. The good news for Mac Deck is that he does have access to resources. Even if his economy was heavily disrupted. He's got gold, he's got stone, he's got food, but he just can't take it all at once. And Hyder going for the relics again. So he's got a monastery, and actually, is that the last relic? No, there's another relic right here. And I think that's it. I don't think there are any more. I don't see any more on the map. Oh no, there's one right here. Well, that's awkward. So there's actually a relic inside of Mac Deck's stable. Mac Deck ejecting his knights. But Hyder has more crossbows here than I think he wants to go against. And Hyder coming across, and he's building a town center on this rock. Hello, Hyder. Could build it here, or like could build it over here, or like up here, closer to the stone. But he's building it on the rock. That's funny. And somebody got this relic here. Oh yeah, it was Lordek. So Hyder is not going to be able to get a relic victory. Although Hyder, I think, has most of the relics. Let's see. Yeah, he's got 3 of the relics. And Lordek has the final relic. So Hyder is not going to be able to start the relic countdown. So very smart of Lordek to recognize that the relics were disappearing. And to make a monastery so that he could snag one. Hyder building a mangonel of his own. So, you know, it's a pretty narrow field that they have to fight over. And we'll see what happens here. We got 3 scorpions to chase these archers away. But there's a mangonel, and I don't know that Lordek knows about that siege workshop yet, or the town center for that matter. So he may not, yeah, he's not going to be prepared for this mangonel. He does have some knights running around on the field, so he might be interested in, or he might be able to fight the mangonel off more effectively. Ooh, these monks want to convert the knights. Alright, now he sees the mangonel, so he's going to try to just flatten it with his own mangonel. Now he's going to send his knights after it. Ooh, good hit from the scorpion. And these crossbow managed to take out another scorpion. And no ballistics yet, though. And Lordek runs off. So he knows that there's a source of siege weapons down here somewhere. Or maybe it's over here. What's this? He's got his photon man watching Hyder take gold. So he's interested in this area. But he hasn't come over here for a counterattack. Well, maybe you can train now that this set is resolved. And Hyder's sneaky siege workshop sniping the mangonel. Now, okay, so Lordex now somehow knows about this siege workshop. I don't think Hyder has... Oh, he does have redemption. He converts the mangonel. Oh, yikes. So maybe Hyder just, like, makes a ram and goes after this monastery, destroys the monastery, and then steals the relic. The relic would eject on an unfavorable side of the monastery, though. Okay, it's going to be castle drop. That's probably more logical. Now, if he built it here, he could get the relic and the town center, and not be downhill. But it is what it is. So Lordek rolling forward with the mangonel, going to try and deny it. And he's also stonewalling off this flank of the map. Does not want Hyder coming in here and damaging him. The disadvantage for Lordek is gold. So once this gold runs out, he'll be in big trouble. But he is defending. So this mangonel running away. It's not going to make it, though. Castle shoots it down. So Macdek is at 75 villagers, and Hyder is at 65. So Macdek's economy is better. But Hyder has secured the gold, and he's got a better army, I think. He's building another castle. Wow. Hyder playing this one more aggressively. He doesn't want to let Lordek get out of control like the last game. Lordek had a Zerg-like spam of legionaries, and it was too much. So this time he wants to be aggressive, go forward with the castles, go forward with his army, and do damage. Do not let his opponent do what he wants to do. Converts both of those mangonels. That hurts. Seems like Lordek is not having a lot of luck with that. The good news is for Lordek is that he has a castle up that will prevent Hyder from pushing in on this flank, but it does. Hyder still manages to deny some farms. And this gold is now permanently locked down until this castle can be removed. But Hyder should come up this way. If he came up over here, Lordek would be in a tough place. Hyder learns from game 1 that his opponent was good at booming, so he just went full aggro to disrupt it. Exactly, you got to adapt. Learn and adapt to win. Yeah, Hyder's starting to realize that this flank is pretty vulnerable. Lordek going to build a gate over here so that he can leave when he wants. And this wood line now requires abandonment. Villager going down. And Lordek is going to be forced to take wood over here and over here for as long as he can. Hyder taking that castle down, and now we should just destroy the monastery. He should just destroy the monastery and grab the relic. And he is sending his monks forward. What's Lordek doing, though? Lordek surely must have a counter to this. Okay, so Lordek's counter is Imperial Age. So he's most of the way up to Imperial Age. Hyder is not Imperial Age. Although if he used the market, he could click up. So Lordek is going to expand out to this gold, which is smart. Hyder with 75 villagers and Lordek with 85. So Lordek not really being allowed to boom the way that he wanted to that he did last game. So Hyder needs to destroy this monastery, and he is interested in it. He sees the flag over, and he's got all the monks around it. So he's got these monks here to prevent Lordek from sending another monk and picking up the relic and taking it away. So Lordek's answer is Imperial Age. He's going to mass up knights. He's going to get the armor, and he's going to do a surround and kill a bunch of crossbows. That's his play here. He's tried the mangonels, and it hasn't worked very well for him. Good news for Lordek is he does have more gold, which is important because he's about to run out of gold here. So Lordek is Imperial Age. He's not good on food. He can't really make a lot of knights, but he can at least make trebs and try to push this stuff back and do damage to Hyder. So Hyder is nearly Imperial Age himself, though, which is not good news for Lordek. And Lordek might see that and be like, ah, well, shucks. But he's going to keep fighting. Hyder's getting Bracer. He's making trebuchets. Lordek is also making trebuchets. Now, he does have a hill advantage. So that'll be helping him out a little bit. But Hyder has 2 castles from which he can make trebuchets, and Lordek only has 1. Now, another important advantage for Lordek, I don't know how much it will come into play, is that he has units that can dive trebuchets more effectively than crossbows. Lordek's knights do melee damage. That's effective versus trebuchets, and they have more pierce armor and health than crossbows. But Hyder has monks, so Hyder could convert these knights in their current quantity if they try and move in. I think this castle is kind of what's keeping Lordek alive. Without this castle, Hyder would be totally in here denying all of this wood and these farms and such. So Lordek actually may consider building a town center out here. Hyder has not really gone out there yet. I don't know what happened to Lordek's scout. But interestingly enough, he's actually still fishing, and Hyder hasn't stopped it. Both players in a Treb war here. Lordek actually manages to destroy the castle. I think his own castle will go down, though. But he has a lot of repairmen on it. Hyder's housed, and Lordek is not housed. He's getting the armor upgrade for these knights. And is he going to be able to keep this castle up? No, the castle goes down, which means that the crossbows have a green light to move in, and Lordek knows that he's on a timer here. So these knights, luckily for Lordek, they do have the armor. So Hyder not quite pushing in yet. He's going to regroup all of his men. And what's this? So Lordek is just attacking these crossbows, or no, the trebuchets with his own trebuchet. And just to try to get some value out of them because he knows that he can't really retreat. Here come the knights for a big fight. Hyder going for some conversions. And I think that this is the end of the game battle here for Lordek. He needs more houses. I don't know that he's not building them. He's losing housing, actually. And he calls the GG. Hyder's damage was just too much. Too much damage here. Really, Hyder taking advantage of the melee faster uptime. And also smartly pressuring his opponent. His opponent maybe could have boomed out here. I don't think that Lordek realized that Hyder was not... You know, Hyder was... I guess he had multiple town centers, but they were down here. So he did have room to expand. But overall, a pretty entertaining game. Both of the games were, really. Let's take a look at the statistics. So Hyder with 63 kills, 53 deaths, 11 buildings razed, 7 conversions, 1 building lost, largest army of 71. Yeah, that's rough. Lordek with more food and wood collected, but Hyder with more stone and gold collected from going to the moon first. Mekdek faster feudal and imperial age, but slower castle age time. Hyder getting 2 castles, 4 relics, 2,000 relic gold. And similar villager high, only about 10 villagers behind Lordek. So Hyder just keeping on the pressure and never letting Lordek have any freedom. So guys, I really appreciate you joining today. We had some pretty good games. This is the last set that I would cast from Alchemy League Season 5 Sprint 1. So I will start casting sets from Sprint 2 now. We've got twice the money at stake for Sprint 2. Getting the most relics versus list felt nice. Yeah, so players are really going to be bringing their A game in Sprint 2. You know, they're Sprint 1, you kind of try things out on the different maps. Sprint 2 is where it really starts to get quite competitive. So I really appreciate you guys being here, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. So thanks so much, and let me know if you have any comments or suggestions. Would love to hear them. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you later.